Hello friends, hi and welcome to Insights with me Shirish. Today in Insights with me Shirish, I am going to tell you about my book which has been recently published on 31st December 2020. The name of the book is The Iceberg. Telling you about the book is the iceberg. The name itself tells you or would show you the picture of an iceberg. And one very important fact about iceberg is that what we see with our eyes is only 1/4 of the iceberg, that is the tip of the iceberg, and actually there is 3/4. There is a lot which we cannot see with our eyes, and that is the tagline of my book, The Iceberg, something beyond what we see. This book is again a collection of various stories. Some are from the history, some are recent, and some are imaginary stories, which actually seem to be different but are different. The idea of writing this book came to my mind when recently I saw many epics during this lockdown, and when I saw it when I was small, it didn't really bother to me about the characters in the epics, but recently when I saw Mahabharat, one of the very well-known villains in Mahabharat, that is the Shakuni. I really thought that if Shakuni really loved his sister so much, then why would he be such a bad maternal uncle to Duryodhan, and why would he behave, or why would he suggest him anything that was against Hastinapur? And similar stories which came to my side during all these years, which actually looked different but are different. This typical epics, stories, movies, or even books which we read it through the vision of the author, the person who's writing it. We never see it from the other side. The epics that I saw, Mahabharat, Ramayana, or many more, wherein I saw it with the vision which Ramanand Sagar actually showed us. But then going beyond it, when I saw the stories which were a lot more beyond it, then I thought, yes, this can be a knowledge sharing book, you can say. I thought of sharing this knowledge which I gained during this time. So today I'm sharing this small story of Shakuni Mama, which I don't know how many of you know. Shakuni was the son of Gandhar Naresh, along with his some 5-6 brothers, and he had only one sister, that is Gandhari. Gandhari was married to Dhritarashtra, that is what we all know. But the fact is that Gandhari was a princess like any other, and she was a Shiva Bhakt. And as a result of her prayers to Lord Shiva, he actually blessed her and gave her a boon that she would give birth to 100 sons, that is male children. Now during those days, when it was more about the heir of the family and the heir of the throne, when Bhishma came to know about this, Bhishma thought of getting Gandhari married to Dhritarashtra so that he would get an heir for the throne. So Bhishma somehow forced Gandhar Naresh to get married Gandhari to Dhritarashtra. Now Gandhari, like any other woman, definitely would have dreamt of a Prince Charming, but unfortunately she got married to Dhritarashtra, who was a blind prince. Now we say that Gandhari, out of sympathy or out of her love for her husband, she blindfolded herself. Now this is again a question that can be raised, that whether it was really a love or a sympathy, or it was somewhere the anger that she had to get married to Dhritarashtra. Now when Gandhari got married to Dhritarashtra, the entire community or society or the Praja in Hastinapur, they started gossiping that the king has actually married a widow. Now the fact was that Gandhari was married to a goat before her marriage, and now it was considered that she is a widow, and she got married to Dhritarashtra. When Bhishma came to know about this, Bhishma got very angry. He thought betrayed. He thought he was betrayed by Gandhar Naresh, and as a result of this anger, he invited Gandhar Naresh and his sons to Hastinapur. Earlier it was like whenever one king visits another king or another kingdom, he can stay there till the time they are serving him or taking care of him. Now Bhishma, he actually served them everything that they need. They were kept into one mahal wherein they were served everything that they want. The food was served to them. But day by day, the quantity of food that was served started minimizing. Now this people, this entire 5-6 brothers, Shakuni and his father, they were falling less of this food. Somehow his brothers started deteriorating their health, and they started suffering from different problems due to less food, and slowly their health went down. Now when Gandhar Naresh understood this, he actually asked Shakuni and his brothers that you all can decide among yourselves, and whatever food comes, we'll let one person have it properly so that any one of us has to leave. Now Shakuni was the one who was chosen. When the food actually became very less and it came to only one morsel, it happened that Gandhar Naresh asked Shakuni to actually eat the kidneys and livers of his brothers so that he can remain alive. Slowly his brothers died, and it was only Gandhar Naresh, Shakuni and Gandhar Naresh who were alive. Now when Gandhar Naresh was about to die and he could understand that he is the one who is the next going to die, he hit Shakuni's ankle with a rod wherein his ankle broke. That is what we always saw Shakuni limping in his leg in all these epics. When Shakuni asked his father why did he do so, then Gandhar Naresh explained him that this was so that he feels the pain throughout his life whenever he walks, and of course he wants him to remember that why he had hit him and what was the reason that he had hit him. So he is the one who's going to stay alive, and he is the one who has to actually take the revenge of whatever happened with his family. When Gandhar Naresh died, the actual procedure in royal families is when a king dies, he has to be taken to his family or his motherland for his last rituals. So after death of Gandhar Naresh, Shakuni actually took the body of his father to their kingdom, and he did all the last rites of his father. Now he had to take revenge of his father, so finally he decided to get back to Hastinapur. And that is the reason when he came back to Hastinapur, he had everything planned out in his mind. And nothing other than Duryodhan was another person who would have been close to him and the best person he could have chosen. The idea here was actually Gandhar Naresh, Shakuni, wanted to kill everybody from of Hastinapur so that they also face the same pain or the same thing that this Gandhar, Shakuni and his brothers had gone through. So this was a story which I didn't knew, but when I actually read about this, I came to know about this. So this is another way of looking at Shakuni, and now I do not see Shakuni as a villain, as the only villain in the epic Mahabharata. Now I actually feel that Bhishma was the one who was equally responsible for everything that happened in Mahabharata, along with Krishna who is blamed, along with Shakuni who is blamed, along with Duryodhan who is blamed. So guys, this is the other side of the story. This was the tip of the iceberg that we actually saw in the epic, and this was something I read out and I found, and this was something I really thought I should share out to people. So there are many more stories like this. This was the one from the history. There are some imaginative stories, some similar stories from history which we see in a different way, but the facts are far more than that. So this book is all about surprises, some suspense, and I'm sure you all will love it, reading this story from or looking at these characters from a different point of view. This book, The Iceberg, is available on Amazon and it's an ebook. I'm also attaching the link here within. So guys, do check out the book, do go read it and let me know how you like it. Your comments are welcome, and of course reviews are more than welcome. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you so much again for the response that I got to all 4 of my books, O Womania, O Mania, and The Iceberg, The Immortals Teachings, and of course I have some more coming up this year. Thank you so much for the wishes and the great response. And do stay tuned because I have surprise on this 14th of January. I am coming up with a new vertical in my channel, Insights with me, Shirish. The name of the vertical is Cultural Vibes. Here I am going to discuss or give my insights on some of the various cultures that we follow, some festivals, and what was the logic that was probably thought when these festivals are celebrated, what is the picture as of now, what we do. And stay tuned if you would like to hear from me about similar cultures or similar festivals. Do let me know. You can comment in the box, and see you on 14th of January with a new video of Cultural Vibes based on the celebration of Makar Sankranti.